This segment is sponsored by North American Banking Company. Go to nabankco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Now, Pete, you wanted to throw in a couple of John Sanford books?
No, I just recently read The Great Gatsby, and
is it one of the greatest books? No.
What's really going on there? You know, I mean, we're drinking, we're here, we're there, we're kind of cheating, we're not cheating.
Charlie Sheen.
Spoiler alert. It's just, you know, I have a buddy who's a two-time author now. You wouldn't know the books he writes, but he told me once, he's a big-time drinker, and we were bullshitting one night, and he told me... big-time drinker. And he told me that there's a great story about an author, a writer, an aspiring writer who got a hold. He worked at a publishing company, and he got a hold of a Stephen King novel that had been written but hadn't come out yet. And he sent it to a few publishing houses as his own work. And he was... Oh, my God. But he didn't do it to make money off it. He did it to prove a point that he sent it out to like 15 places, and they all rejected it.
They all rejected it.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, but because it's Stephen King and it's his 30th book, everyone's going to go out and buy it. So
you know what he should do?
What's that?
Is pretend, because of, you know, Confederacy of Dunces and the Stieg Larsson books, the, you know, girl with the dragon tattooed on, he should send out his manuscript and say that he's his mother and that he's actually dead. Because then they will read the manuscript. Yeah. They will. They'll take oh, wait a minute, this guy's dead? Well, hopefully he killed himself. Yeah. Then they'll publish his book.
And they're just hoping they don't have to pay.
Truly.
Our special guest today, Pete Correale. And so things are going well. I haven't seen you in a couple of years because I don't go to the station a lot. But
yeah.
You know, but things are going very well.
Yeah, man, things are going good. No complaints.
Well, it was great that you ran into Tom Rhodes. Tom Rhodes walking out while you were walking in. He's a special guy.
Yeah, you know, I always kind of relate comics to, like, I don't know, fur trappers in the late 1800s. All the fur trappers, they would meet at that one place with all their furs, and then they'd get whiskey in return. They'd all tell their stories. That's what, like, the Montreal Comedy Festival is. Yeah. All the comics get together. But other than that, you rarely run into them. And, like, Tom Rhodes is one of my most favorite comedians.
He's brilliant.
When I started out, and I, still love him today. So, like, to run into him now, it would just be like two fur trappers coming through the woods, seeing each other by the stream, you know? Daniel Boone running into Davy Crockett.
He comes into Minnesota and he thinks fur trappers.
That's right. That's exactly right. Yeah. One of my favorite things about doing the podcast is, you guys do run into each other once in a while down here on Thursdays. And what's so great
is... And the fact that you get 20 feet from your bedroom, that's another fun thing about doing a podcast.
I understand. That's true. What I really love is my day so far. Did the KQ Morning Show for 4.5 hours. It's 4.5 hours long now, which is a bit long.
Wow.
So then Tom Rhodes came in. And Tom, as you know, just kind of talks like this, and he doesn't really get too animated. He just says what he's going to say about being in Peru, and then I was in Hong Kong. Then after that, I lived in Holland for 5 years.
I love his voice, too. I'm like, were you born with a cigarette in your mouth? I know. He makes Charlie Sheen sound like Barbara Streisand.
But the great thing about comedy is, and doing podcasts, is you go from Tom Rhodes like this to, I said, hey, Pete. You know so-and-so? Fuck him. Hey, have you ever read F. Scott Fitzgerald? Fuck F. Scott Fitzgerald.
Catcher in the Rye, man. I wonder where the ducks go when the pond freezes over. Now, that is a book, man.
That is a book.
That is a book.
There's no doubt about that.
Such an East Coaster.
I know. It drives me nuts. I just moved to L.A. and, like, I can't tell you how. Yeah, there's a whole thing to it. But so many times people will go, as soon as I start talking, they're like, oh, you're from the East Coast. It's like, yeah. But I was thinking about yesterday, like, to try to write a bit about it. Like, if I came up to them and said, well, could you tell me? Well, I could get some. You wouldn't go, oh, you're from India. Why is it okay to go, you're from New York? I can't lose this accent no matter how hard I try.
Well, you shouldn't, probably.
I can't now anyway. I was talking once with Seinfeld, of all people. I don't know him, but, he comes to the clubs and stuff.
Right.
And one night we're sitting at the booth in the Comedy Cellar upstairs, and he really wasn't sitting. He was sitting there, but he was really with another comic, Mario Joyner. And at one point, I go to Jerry, who was, grew up not too far from where I did on Long Island. Right. And I go, Jerry, I heard old video of your early stand-up, and you got the thick accent. It was amazing when I heard it. You were really young. And I go, now you don't have it at all. How did you get rid of it? And he goes, I just listened to the way other people spoke and spoke like that. I don't want it to be like, really, dick? And then, did you cure cancer after that, too? It's not that simple. The guy is about as approachable as a guard right outside of Sing Sing, man. It's just,
I know.
Yeah, he acts like it's just
I know.
I just listen to how other people spoke.
Actually, I've interviewed Jerry Seinfeld one time.
Really?
In my 27 years at KQRS, and he's not a friendly guy.
No.
People think he's very friendly and bubbly. Not at all. He's not friendly at all.
No, he's not. I mean, we had, he's just, every comic almost has a story of Jerry kind of making them feel uncomfortable in some capacity or another.
Yeah.
My buddy, though, Tom Popper is very close.
Tom Popper's a great guy.
Yeah, with Jerry, they're obviously very close.
Right.
And Papa knows I'm a huge Billy Joel fan, the musician. I grew up on Long Island.
No, this is Billy Joel, the shortstop.
Well, sometimes now people go, Billy Joel, the guy who leads
Green Day.
I said, no, Joel. No. And then they go, Uptown Girl? I'm like, we're not
He
talking
had
about
more than that.
Yeah, a lot more than that.
Rosalinda's Eyes. Ever heard of it? That's the greatest of all time.
I can always find my Cuban sky. Rosalinda's Eyes.
I was hoping he wouldn't actually sing it.
That's his mom, by
You
the way.
can't not sing it.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So, anyway, he
That's
said
because you're
that
not a fan.
when Seinfeld first started doing stand-up again after a sitcom, he was playing a dumpy club on Long Island called Governor's. Much cleaner now, I have to say that. They fixed it up, but at the time it was a mess.
That's good.
So Seinfeld was playing there, and he had just bought Billy Joel's $30 million mansion out on Long Island, so they had kind of become friendly at the time. So Billy Joel came to the show with a real, 18, 19-year-old blonde bombshell. Tom's like, typical what you'd expect. And at one point, they're in the green room after the show, and the girl goes, "Oh my God, Jerry, you're so funny. You know what? Billy is like so funny too. No one even knows how funny Billy is. Like, you and Billy should like totally do something together sometime." Right? So then Billy Joel looks at Jerry and goes, "Yeah, and then maybe someday you can come sing with me at Madison Square Garden too, Jerry." You gotta love it. Billy Joel's making fun of his own date.
I have just a very quick story of Seinfeld. You know Jeff Cesario?
I know of him. I don't know him.
You know him? No, he's a great guy.
Yeah, that's
wonderful.
what I hear.
Now that you're out in Los Angeles, you got to hook up with him because he is wonderful. So he and Seinfeld are walking down the street in Manhattan, and they run into Rodney Dangerfield. This is 25 years ago.
Wow.
Something like that, right? I can't do a Jerry Seinfeld impression. It's just not the right tone for me. But anyway, Cesario and Seinfeld are walking down the street. They run into Rodney Dangerfield, and Jerry goes, "Rodney, it's a new young comedian in the business. He's in town. I'd like to introduce you to him." Rodney goes, "Okay." So he says, "Rodney, this is Jeff Cesario." And there was a long pause, and Rodney goes, "Cesario, huh? Stick to the tumbling." Italian, no Italian comedians. I'm sorry. You got to be a Jew or you're not getting on stage. Stick to the tumbling.
Oh,
You'd probably say the same thing about you if you're still alive, right?
I know, right? Yeah.
Unbelievable. I just, but that's one thing. You do have your Jewish comedians, and people say, "Oh God, you're pigeonholing people." I'm not. It's
Yes,
a culture. No, it's a cultural thing. I mean, to me now. I mean, they're obviously very, very funny guys. A lot of Rodney Dangerfield. Who the hell is funnier than Rodney Dangerfield back then?
Yeah, he's great. Great.
But you get on the list of guys like Paul Mercurio, who I think is one of the great story. You know Paul at all? Mm-hmm. I think he's a great storyteller. And, guys like Jeff Cesario, you get on the list of all the Italian comedians because it's a different culture. Like when Mercurio tells a joke, there's always his cousin outside the church selling suits out of the trunk of his car. It's just part of the culture. And I find that to be very, very funny.
Yeah.
It's just not the same thing. I don't know. It's all funny, but it's not the same thing. For Tom Rhodes to be as animated as you are would not work.
Yeah. It's weird, man. I guess everybody's got a little bit of what nationality they are in them.
Yeah.
But I tried, there's a comic friend of mine. I don't know if you know a guy named Sebastian Maniscalco.
I know who he is, yeah.
Yeah, he's a buddy of mine, but he is so Italian, he makes me look Jewish. You know what I mean? Yeah, like everything is the facial, and you got this. Yeah, I got everything. Like it's almost like Dice without the cursing, and it's really funny. But I didn't want to be that Italian. You know what I mean? And but I'm very New York, and yeah, it is what it is, right?
I got bad news.
You can't help it.
It's wonderful. No,
Wow.
it's good. Well, hey, what happened was we just stand in the outer room here, and Pete came down the staircase, and it was really great to watch how excited you were.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't have did that for Mercurio. You understand?
You wouldn't have done it for me.
I got nothing against Paul, but I mean, particularly Tom Rhodes holds a special place in my heart, man.
Fuck Scott Fitzgerald, no, fuck Paul Mercurio.
No way! I like Paul Mercurio, but I know Paul from New York. I see Paul a lot. I mean, when you see Tom Rhodes, it's like seeing a unicorn running through the woods. You're like, you heard about him, but you never see it. There he is.
He is.
People understand the guy lives like the closest version of Jim Morrison's life that a comedian can live.
Yeah.
Basically, Jim Morrison had 2 notebooks, one for poems and one for songs, and he carried them, in paper bags. Yeah. And he kind of traveled the world. And Tom Rhodes, I think he has a leather bag, but otherwise, same thing.
He got a nice leather bag. Yeah. So now, how long ago did you make the transition to L.A.?
About 5 months ago, I moved out to L.A.
That's a bitch, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a different life. My wife likes it, and we have no kids, and we sold our apartment in New York and scaled down, and we live like up in the Hollywood Hills on a 1-bedroom bungalow rental, and it's really cool in the hills if you don't have kids in this kind of life.
Yeah.
But it's funny because we found out recently on Neighbors, we have these 2 flamboyant gay guys that these guys are great, man. And we share we each have 1-bedroom bungalows connected on a bigger property, with a bigger home. And at first, my wife was getting too close with them. I mean, these guys are coming over how you guys doing? You need help? So I said to my wife, I go, you got to be careful. They're here every day. And she goes, I'm not doing what we did in New York. We had no friends because of you. We were always fighting with neighbors. So I go, all right.
You.
So about 3 days ago, I hear one of the gay guys go, Jackie, are you going to be around next weekend? Are you going to Minnesota with Pete? And she goes, no, I'll be here. Why? And he goes, Lance is going out of town, and I'm getting my tonsils taken out, and I'll need someone to care for me. What does that even mean? How do you even care? My wife goes, what do you mean? What do you need me to do? I just need you to check in on me a couple of hours every day, make sure I'm not dead.
Give me some ice cream.
That's what I mean. I go, now you're in. You're in. It's like, now you're in. It's the mafia, but for gay. You know what I mean? They pull you in.
But they'll take care of you in return.
They really do. They really do.
They're making a movie called The Gay Father.
They take it too far, though. Like, when they leave to go, to the store to get dinner or to get anything, they'll they won't even knock on my door. They'll yell because it's L.A., so you just have screens, you don't need the weatherwise. And they'll go, Pete, Jackie, are you in there? And we're like, yeah, what's up, Lance? Going to the store, do you need anything? And you're like, no, thank you. What, are you taking a fucking horse and carriage? I got a car. I can drive 5 minutes to the deli if I need some. I don't need you asking me every time.
They're trying to be green. They're trying to be green.
Oh, it's too much to talk.
Gotta love the gays.
But they do sing show tunes in the shower at 8 in the morning. I gotta tell you,
they're just like the gayest.
I love that. That's like hearing birds chirping in the morning. It's fantastic. Who would want Mary Poppins floating down in an umbrella outside your window?
I think
get.
this is a show. I think you got a sitcom right here.
Don't ever go do
Gay
karaoke
neighbor.
in L.A.
Don't ever try to pronounce karaoke unless you're going to pronounce it properly.
I say karaoke here. I know it's karaoke over there. But honest to God, because there's so many goddamn actors and everything, and singers out there, and gay people, you can't. It's unbelievable the singing out there. It's amazing.
That happened to
me.
The guy
who played Billy Joel on Broadway was at the Dresden. I went to the Dresden where they did Swingers, and the guy who played Billy Joel on Broadway gets up and sings goddamn Billy Joel.
Yeah.
Which blew me away. It was amazing.
Yeah. I happened to be once in New York. There was a bar, and I was getting ready to do the Stones, and a little karaoke. I had a Rolling Stones one I was going to do. And right before me, a gay guy went up and did a number by Queen. And at one point, he was actually on the pool table, dancing back and forth, right?
With his shirt off.
No, his shirt was on, but he just absolutely shredded. It was unbelievable.
Made of sequins.
And then I got to go next.
Pete, you're up next.
This is like, 12 years ago, and I had a few beers in me, and as I went up there, I go, whoo, how about it for Twinkle Toes, huh? I thought everyone would be on my side, and it was like a pin drop, man. Everybody. So not only did I have to follow that, but I had to follow that with a gay slur thrown in. Slanderous slur.
And then not off to a good start.
Yeah, that was a nightmare.
And then you sang Funky Cold Medina.
It's like somebody gonged me.
Well,
somebody go wah, wah,
they got over it, and they had to understand. They had to know you didn't mean to slur the guy.
I know, yeah. I mean, I wasn't. Yeah, it was luckily it was New York. If it was L.A., it would have been even 10 times worse.
It would have been much worse.
You wouldn't have gotten out alive.
How do you deal with it? I mean, having grown up in New York, lived in New York, now you're in Los Angeles. People are completely different. I don't think anybody in the Midwest really understands how different New Yorkers and people from L.A. really are. In New York, again, it's the old joke about. You can tell me what time it is, or should I just go fuck myself? Which is how New York actually is. Our daughter lived in New York last summer.
Whereabouts?
I lived in Union Square.
Oh, okay, nice.
And I worked in Midtown.
Cool.
Of course, first thing she did is, Dad, we have to go to the big gay ice cream truck. You ever seen that?
You loved the big gay ice cream.
Have you ever seen it?
Which one?
It's an ice cream truck called the Big Gay Ice Cream.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Parks
You
in
call
Union,
yourself
it's
a New
only in
Yorker?
Union Square. It doesn't move around or anything. And he opened up the big gay ice cream shop last fall, I think.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, and he's
3 blocks long. People lined up to get this ice cream. It's just unbelievable. But I don't know, our family gets along. I've been to Los Angeles now since 1980.
I don't even know.
I've never been there.
7? Yeah, Andy was like a year old. And I can really say, because in New York you say, oh, I love the people in New York because they're very animated and they tell you the truth. They're not going to stab you in the back and they just tell you how they really feel. I can't say about L.A. people, oh, they're nice people.
Yeah.
They really aren't.
No,
it's weird.
They all. Well, everybody in L.A. seems to be from someplace else.
Yeah.
So, and the ones that aren't are just, they're like dulled down. They're like dulled down. It's like almost like, it's like Stepford Wives, but the whole city's like that. Everyone's just, I don't know, man. Living up in the hills, it's a little bit of a different vibe than down below because it's just up there. There's no kids. There's no. It's just you
don't like kids a whole lot, do you?
If I don't have them, I don't want to be around them that much, you know? Like, I'm on the elevator the other day, and some lady gets in with a kid. The kid's like 4 years old. Yeah. And he's like, I want to press the button. Can I press the button? And in my head, I'm like, if you know what a 5 is, you can press the fucking button. But if you're going to do that, because he's pointing at everyone, he goes, that one? She goes, no. And he's like, that. I'm like, press the goddamn button, lady. You want to teach your kid math? Do it on your own goddamn time. Holy shit. You know what I'm saying, Tom?
I know exactly what you're saying.
Village to raise a child, you're not part of that village.
No, exactly.
You don't want to live in that village.
If you find, like, again, you have a very animated personality. It's just who you are, right? And in New York, that just fits in and nobody notices. Do you notice people, like, looking at you in L.A. just because of who you are? You know?
Yeah.
Like, they do, don't they?
Yeah, sometimes I get that. Sometimes like one time I was pumping gas and a lady pulled up and she goes, and she had to be like, you know, late 50s, not like some young girl or anything.
Right.
And she goes, she stops and she looks at me and she goes, I just had to pull in. You are the most gorgeous Italian man, right? And I'm like,
really?
What? And I look at her, I go, lady, there's a million of us in New York. It's so funny. I couldn't wait to go and tell my wife. That shit never happens. Why would someone say that to me? And I'm like, wow, I'm like an Asian woman out here or something. You know, I'm really an Italian man in L.A.
See, I thought she was going to go with Mexican. You know, I just thought.
I have my mustard leather on at the time.
Okay, well,
I have a mustard leather. I stole off of Eric Roberts from Pope Graceville.
I love Eric Roberts.
That's great.
Another guy that passed mustard. Eric Roberts, a good guy.
I never met Eric Roberts.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to have Eric.
But here's a perfect example of the difference between New York and L.A. In New York, I'd go to use the gym during the daytime, and it's empty, man. Everybody's got jobs.
Right,
you go to L.A., the gym is packed all the time. And every guy in there, if you're just a gorgeous-looking guy and you move to L.A. to be a lead in a movie, you may as well just stay in your hometown and scratch lotto tickets because they're all gorgeous guys, man.
Right.
It's like ridiculous. Chisel. Too good-looking. So good-looking that it's weird. You know, like, you ever see Harry Hamlin's jaw? It's so perfect. You're like, it's a little weird. It's a little weird, man. And they're all like that, so...
From Bradshaw and Bryant, Michael Bryant. What's up, Allie?
Oh, not much. Doing my usual thing of telling people they shouldn't be texting and driving. In Minnesota, you can't have your phone in your hands. You can use, hands-free, but you can't have your phone in your hand for whatever reason. And that's why they made the law the way they did, so that police officers could see a phone in your hand, and you got no excuse for why you got it there.
Do people know that that's the law?
I hope so. I mean, they used to follow it, and then kind of COVID kind of made people forget, and now it's like a freewheeling world out there with cell phones.
Let's say you get pulled over because you do have a phone in your hand and you're not watching where you're going. You got to be in pretty big trouble then, I would guess.
Well, the first one's not as bad. It's the multiple ones, the problem. And once people start stacking them up, then they have a big problem. And then what we're doing in car accidents is we've started bringing motions for punitive damages because I'm trying to use the civil law any way we can to stop this because it needs to stop.
Whenever I'd had any problems in my life, who was that I called again? It was like an MB, something like that.
Bradshaw and Bryant.
Why should your business bank with North American Banking Company? Here's Brian Thiel, president of Abrasives of St. Paul.
What I like best about North American Banking Company is the small town feel with great products and very good service, and I love the people. I would definitely recommend North American to other business owners. A lot of banks I could choose from, and North American Banking Company is the one.
So why not bank where I bank, with my friends at North American Banking Company? Go to nabanco.com to learn more. That's nabanco.com, or stop by any one of their 6 Twin Cities locations. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
I hosted my show on the radio for 40 years. Now I host the Tom Barnard Podcast, and I'll tell you, I've never seen the passion and engagement from our audience as I do now. I know we also have businesses that listen to our podcast, and it got me thinking. Wouldn't it be great to help those businesses grow by telling my listeners about them? So, here's the deal. If you own or handle marketing for a business, would like to have my audience buy your product or service, visit TomBarnardShow.com, keyword partner, and we'll put together an ad campaign to help your business. That's TomBarnardShow.com, keyword partner, and thank you for listening.
Now, on auditions.
There was one other thing, Tom. You know when you're driving, and sometimes, that in the neighborhood is something, when 2 cars, when you run into someone and the car in front of you will stop for a second and chat through the window with the other guy. And you're like, you have in the East Coast, even out here, you have 5 seconds to wrap that shit up.
You're right.
5 seconds max. I'm 2 cars behind the car right behind. So 2 cars stop, but I'm like 2 back. I'm not even right behind the guy. So if anyone's going to honk, it would be the cars in front of me. We're a solid 30, 40 seconds in, and I'm like, and I'm going, we're not honking? No one's honking?
Yeah.
If I honked, everyone would look back going, they obviously need to catch up in a second.
It's all because they legalized medicinal marijuana.
Oh, by the way, I got my pot card, right? I don't have it on me.
You really do.
Yeah, I smoke pot, so I got the card.
God, you look so sick, Pete.
I know. That's when I go to the doctor. When I went into the doctor.
That's why he looks good.
Yes. Oh, my God.
Because he's all high.
Thank God for marijuana.
He's feeling his breast going, I know. It's very odd, Pete.
The doctor goes, when you go in, he goes, so what's wrong? And I say, I get migraines. And then there's a pause for a second, and I go, and I have a bad back. And in my head, I'm like, I'll fucking keep going till we find one. I'm not leaving here.
Radiation. It's all happening.
The joke of it is they try to take this stuff so seriously, right? In L.A., it's supposed to be serious. Now, I don't know if you guys are familiar with pot. There's the 420 has a real special meaning.
Yes.
There's a lot of different reasons why.
Hitler's birthday.
They think the main reason was a bunch of guys in the 70s used to meet at 420 after school every day and smoke pot. And then 420, for whatever reason, is symbolic of pot. So I'm in the waiting room, and there's a woman in a lab coat, and I have to fill out the form before I can see the doctor. And, you're the third patient we'll see. Patient. They call you
You're
patient.
like, it's a pot doctor.
It's so gay, right?
And it's a pot doctor, okay?
So I'm sitting there, right? I hand him my stuff. Now, the ironic thing is my birthday is April 20th, 4/20, right?
Okay.
So I give him my card and stuff, and now she goes, okay, the doctor will see you soon. Just have a seat, sir. Thank you for all the information. And I sit back down, and then she looks at my thing, and she looks over at me. She looks at a clipboard, and she looks over at me in my seat, and she goes, your birthday's 4/20? And I go, yeah. And she goes, cool. Oh, yeah, this is legit. What doctor? There's an emergency room. I'm getting stitches. 4/20? Cool.
Were you actually at a real hospital? Because now they have like minute clinics for all these people that need to get their pot. So they go to the minute clinic, get diagnosed for their bad back, and then they go right next door to the
Yeah,
pot place.
but they're like, it's an office where you get the doctor, and then it would be like, you ever see those plazas where there's a 7-Eleven, a karate, a pizza place?
That's what
so you'd be like, in the 7-Eleven is the doctor's office, and then the pizza place is the place where you buy your pot. Yeah,
I'm not kidding. That's what's going on out there.
Yeah. Oh, it's great.
And you get pizza right away.
Exactly. Plus, when you get the munchies, you got your pizza right there.
It's really how it should be.
You personally, you like to smoke it. You like the brownies. You don't do the THC pills.
Edibles.
The edibles don't really work for me. I mean, I suck the candy and all that stuff, but it doesn't really. I just like to get high, smoke pot, just smoke it.
For medicinal
Be
reasons
normal.
only.
What's that?
For medicinal reasons only.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Right,
only
right,
that.
Glaucoma is bad.
Right.
Very bad for you. Well,
Well, come on, man. I went to Vegas recently. Before when I still lived in New York, right? And I had about, I don't know, like $50 worth of pot in my bag, checked bag, on the plane, which, wrapped and rewrapped and freaking out and worrying about it. And meanwhile, it's 9 in the morning. There are 4 guys sitting in front of me getting tanked up on whiskey on the plane. And you're like, this is absurd. These guys are shit-faced, getting violent, and I'm biting my fingernails off because I got $50 worth of pot in a checked Nike bag below the fucking belly of the plane.
You're not going to get too violent on pot.
It's just absurd.
You can't travel with it if you've got a prescription?
I do, but I don't know if you're allowed. We shall find out probably down the line.
I would think you could. Why couldn't you?
Because
you've got a
it's
prescription.
They're like,
state by state.
But they're like, if it's legal for you to smoke in California, why are you flying out of LAX to Minnesota with it? I'll be like, it's a hell of a question.
Well, but if you got migraines, you got migraines.
Right.
If that's the only way you can take care of your migraines.
I honestly don't think that they care on a plane. Like, if you have like that much and you put it in your checked luggage. I mean, I have friends that say their luggage had gone, they took it out. Like, just took it. I mean, the biggest thing is guns, powder, gun explosives.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
What
like,
are they? I don't
and
think
it's
they
so,
care.
Even in New York City, I smoke pot all the time for 18, 19 years, every day. And cops never once did I have a problem. I mean, a couple times I hear a cop say, one time I was late at night smoking a joint with another comic, and the cop pulls up, and we were right by a cash machine, and he rolls down the window, and he goes, in front of a bank machine. In front of a bank machine, assholes, huh? Use your head. Use your head. And then he just drove off. Who needs to go to Amsterdam?
You're on camera, man.
All right, anyway, I don't want to talk about pot the whole time.
In Manhattan,
covered that.
in Manhattan, you see people just walking down the street all the time smoking.
Yeah.
It's like nothing there.
Yeah,
that's
especially
true.
because no one's driving, too. So.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. Buy online, going to the Amazon.com banner at TomBarnardPodcast.com. They don't charge you a penny more. A small portion of what they sell through our site helps support the show, and it's what keeps the show free for our listeners. Click and shop today on the Amazon banner at TomBarnardPodcast.com. Okay, we won't talk about pot anymore. We'll talk about check luggage and carry-on luggage.
All right.
Up until found out Catherine and I were going to have Andy, so this is 1986, early 1986.
He was born in 86.
Yes, I
October.
was.
It's early 1986.
Nice.
We figured we had an apartment at 20th Street and 2nd Avenue, but we're going to come back to Minnesota to raise our baby. Don't know if it's a boy or girl yet. So I came back here. That's where I took the job at KQRS 27 years ago. So I'm back here.
Can we just point out you were almost a New Yorker, baby?
Actually,
he's a Gopher fan.
Actually, according to my Italian
4-0,
Roman
baby.
Catholic friends, that he actually is a New Yorker.
Oh, yeah?
Because it's where you were conceived, not where you were born.
Oh, really?
Yes, that's what all my Italian friends. Oh, no, he's a New Yorker.
He's a native New Yorker.
Native New Yorker.
Ah,
so
It works for you.
That's exciting. That's exciting.
Wow.
So I come back in April. I start doing the radio show in April. So we have the apartment for another year or whatever it was.
Whatever.
So she said, I'm going to go back to New York for the 4th of July. Now, again, this is 1986. So, it was a long time before 9/11. She goes to New York for the 4th of July, and then she gets home about a week later, and she has this, U.S. Army issue duffel bag with her.
Kelly West gave it to me.
Yeah, Kelly West, right. He gave it to I mean, it's about 4 feet long, and it's big. How big around would you say that is? It's like a foot and a half by a foot and a half.
Duffel bag.
Duffel bag.
But
Everybody
a big
knows what
Army
that
duffel
is.
bag.
Yeah.
I said, what's that? She goes, fireworks. I said,
Oh
what?
my gosh, Mom.
She said, this thing is jammed.
Oh, my God.
I went to Chinatown.
Yeah.
She went to Chinatown, right?
Isn't that awesome? We used to do that as a kid. I can't believe you flew with him, though.
I said, did you check this?
I
She
checked
goes, no.
them.
No, you didn't. You
I
put
did
it in the
it.
overhead.
I checked it.
You told me you put it in the overhead.
I
Either
checked
way, I mean, it's
I didn't put my name on it. I just threw it in there. I thought if it comes out, good. If not, it was $75 down the toilet.
Right.
Honest to God, she's got like 100 pounds of
I
gunpowder.
probably could have blown up the airplane. I don't know.
My God.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know.
I was afraid to put a lighter in my checked luggage when we were coming back from Iceland.
And I'm bringing back explosives.
Yeah. It's like, other people on the plane, the thing before 9/11, it's like my buddy, another comic I know really well, this guy Michael Loftus, his father-in-law is a retired pilot. And I was afraid of flying once. I was talking to Michael Loftus about it, and he goes, man, my father-in-law was set to retire, but he kept working just because he liked it. And then finally, he decided to retire. And he told me he decided to retire because one of his flights across the Atlantic, it was his turn to fly, and he fell asleep.
Oh.
But it doesn't matter because it's on automatic pilot.
Right. Well, yeah.
But he woke up 10 minutes later, and he realized, I'm way, way too comfortable up here at this point in my life,
Yeah.
And it's like, you hear something like, pilot fell asleep. Oh, your wife flies with a duffel bag full of fireworks. Who knows the kind of shit that went on planes before? Right?
I know. It's unbelievable.
There's a guy juggling flaming torches in the cargo area. Who knows?
But, New York, we still get there, every year or two?
I get there more often than you do.
Well, yeah, you do. I guess I get there about once a year.
It's the greatest place, man. I
is.
love it. I miss it. I don't know, man. I got to get back there and live someday, but right now I need to be west. But it's the best place in the world.
No, you're auditioning for roles on television, movies, all that stuff?
Yeah, I'm getting ready to tape my another hour special, and I did a movie about 2 months after Christmas on Staten Island, New York, of all places. Some guy had a lot of money, and he saw me do stand-up, and he wanted me to be the lead of this crazy, over-the-top movie where I play a mob boss. I'm a mob guy, not the boss. And it's just, incredibly over-the-top with this crazy wig and shit. And what he did was and the guy's like, he made all of his money remodeling restaurants all over the world. So the guy's incredibly talented with that, and he's got a crew. So, and he also used to make movies, work on movie sets, so he wanted to make his own movie. So he built all these sets with all of his crew, and he films and writes and directs the whole thing. But he rented a old warehouse in Staten Island. It used to be a church, big building, blacked out all the windows, and he had it for 8 months. And he's got all the great cameras and stuff, and he just films the whole thing in there. And the guy, he directs with a joint in his mouth. That's how. So he needed this isolated place where he could do. And there's this nutty scene where it's supposed to be World War I, and now I'm a flashback, and I'm my grandfather, and I'm trying to kill the Red Baron. And I'm on my plane, and I shoot him down with a gun. And then after I shoot him down, I go to eat my Super Saudi sub, still on the plane. And then a Red Baron swings down because he's in his parachute, and he steals my sub. But the Red Baron is a midget. dressed as the Red Baron, and he's got him on a harness on the top of the ceiling, and they swing him down, and they did take
Sounds like a
take.
Fellini movie.
Oh, it was ridiculous.
So when is this movie coming out?
It's supposed to come out right around the right after Christmas. The guys,
Right after
it's pretty nutty. So do that. Still do my stand up. Always on the road. And
what's the name of the movie?
Right now, it's called Just Laugh.
Just Laugh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty nuts.
Do you get to kill anybody in it?
Oh, shit. I drop a bomb on New York City. An atomic bomb. Yeah, I told you this movie's out there. I'm the president. Tony P. becomes the president of the United States at the end.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
So you referenced this earlier, and we talked to a lot of other guys that, had just moved out to Los Angeles, whether it's from New York or from here or wherever. And you had talked about this earlier. They say when you go to an audition in Los Angeles, I wouldn't like that in New York because I was just doing voiceover stuff. I'm doing,
Yeah.
You run into the best way they put it is you walk in the room and there are 20 other guys auditioning for the same thing you're auditioning for, only they're you, but a lot better. It's like 20 of you, but a lot better looking and a lot better shape.
Yeah.
I mean, the competition is that fierce.
Yeah, well, about 6-7 years ago, I went out to L.A. just for 2 months for pilot season, right? To audition. And that was the case. I'd walk into the room, and these guys were exactly what you said, better looking versions of you, or more trained. But I was like, this is ridiculous. I'm not even an actor. I'm a comedian. So what am I doing? So I went back to New York where, I didn't even move out in L.A. I was just out there for 2 months. And I said, anything I get is going to be through being the comedian that I am. So now, having done the Lettermans a bunch of times and the Tonight Show and the Hour Special, now when I go in to an audition and I see these guys, in my head, I'm like, these little fucking faggy actors. I'm a professional comedian. I'm here because you guys can't do this shit, maybe. Truth be told, I haven't gone on a lot of auditions, but that's the confidence I plan on going in with. That's the confidence I plan on going in with.
I don't blame you. Well, they got.
Thank God for typecasting, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, like crazy guys? Is that what you're trying to say?
That's what I'm saying, right?
Oh, that's really nice.
No, but even when I got the movie,
understand.
the guy saw me do stand-up, and he's like, I need you. I need you to be you.
Right.
Yeah, and that's the kind of stuff I'm going to get is, from being the comedian I am. So I don't really worry about all those actors anymore because they're doing something different than what I'm doing.
But that woman already told you you're the best looking Italian man she's ever seen.
Yeah.
And that was in L.A., so
Yeah, I know.
She wasn't a director, nothing like that.
Oh, no. I was like, just God forbid Steven Spielberg's wife would stay at. There's Kate Capshaw when you need her.
Too bad you weren't discovered at the gas station. Jesus.
Damn it.
Quite the story.
Yeah, they say, that's the whole thing, being discovered. I played the Laugh Factor a couple of weeks ago, and I came off, and it was a particularly good show. I know it was, man. And I come off, and David Arquette is sitting there, right? That guy? Right. And I come over, and he does this. He kind of nods his head up and down, like with approval, like that was good. And he goes, and then he looks at me, he goes, "Good job," like that, And I'm like, aren't you supposed to say you got a new movie coming out and you want me to be the buddy? Yeah. It's almost like it's not how it is out there. It's like who's doing what? But it doesn't matter because I'm on the road all the time, and when I'm not, I'm at the beach or I'm hiking or I'm hanging out with my wife. I don't get caught up in that shit. I'm not out there doing that. Callen, talk to Brian Callen about that. He lives and breathes. Like he's on the scene, man. Everybody knows him out there.
Yeah, he's in the the two highest grossing comedies of all time. So,
and every casting, he's the kind of guy I've gone on auditions during that period 6 years ago.
Right.
He would be in on a couple of the auditions I was in, and he's the kind of guy that's been out there and auditioning so much that when he walks in, like when you walk into the auditioning room, the woman will go, she'll read the thing, P. Correale, and I'll go, over here. And she'll go, okay, you'll be next. When he walks in, they go, hi, Brian, how have you been? Are you still driving the blah, blah, blah? Is your favorite color still blue? Favorite number still 6? Still like lollipops? Oh, my God. Yeah. Take care, Pete.
Well, it might be your turn next.
Well, that's just from building up the relationships with all those casting directors, being out there for years.
That's what it is.
You got to start sending fruit baskets and such.
And he's a talented guy, obviously. So
he's a very talented guy.
He throws that in at the end.
No, but he is.
Yeah,
you know what else at the end we'll throw in? Yeah.
Nah, he was great in Hangover, man.
He was. No question about that. But that's a situation that's changed. You talk about you had a friend in voiceover. What's that guy's name again?
Mike McGlone.
I love him.
I got a great story about Mike McGlone.
You know who Mike McGlone is?
No.
The listeners out there,
guy who done Geico.
You'll best know him from those Geico commercials.
Oh.
He's got the slick back hair.
I love those.
He's the one who would lean over and go, "Can Geico save you 15% or more?" Yeah. Is a 2 in the hole worth more in the whatever.
Yeah.
Is a bird in a hand worth more than 2 in a bush?
Yeah.
That was I laughed so hard the first time I saw that.
So this is going back a few years, all right? But my wife's best friend, pretty girl, when we were all living in New York, she would date a lot of, always dating. And she started dating Mike McGlone. Now, he was also the co-star of Brothers McMullen. And She's the One. And, a lot of these flicks. Movies. He's in a new one now. Him and Ed Burns co-starring in a new one coming out over Christmas. My wife's friend's been dating him now for like 2 months at the time. And then the friend goes to my wife, "You got to come hang out with us. Come with me to his apartment and meet him." So I'm playing the comedy club that night. I come home now. My wife is in bed sleeping. And on the counter, the kitchen counter, are 2 CDs, musical CDs, with Mike McGlone on the cover with a guitar around his neck and a scarf around his neck, and he's in a black suit, right? So my wife wakes up in the morning before she goes to work. I'm like, "What's with the CDs?" And she goes, "Oh, my God, you got to meet this guy, Pete. It's like, he's so talented. I mean, he plays music. It's unbelievable. You'll love it. I mean, he writes his own poetry. He read some for us." She goes, "He did a monologue in his living room. It was amazing." I go, "What? You let a grown man do a monologue?"
That's really weird.
"Where's my wife?" I go, how does that even happen?" And she goes, and she's getting ready for work at the time, and she goes, "You gotta." She goes, "He's just so talented. It's unbelievable. He's working on the monologue for a play he's in." So she goes off to work. Now I got to go sit in my Jeep because I got an alternate side park. I got to sit on the opposite side of the street every morning in my Jeep and wait for the street sweeper to go by. So a couple of my neighbors usually come and hang out with me. So they get in the Jeep. So the 3 of us are in the Jeep, and I go, "Yeah, you know that guy from Brothers McMullen?" I go, "Apparently he sings. I got a couple of his CDs here. Let's check this shit out." I put these CDs in, Tom. I am not lying to you when I say this is all I listened to for about 8 months. It was fucking unbelievable. The guy's unbelievable. It was like James Taylor, but better. It was unbelievable.
Really?
Yeah. So I started loving this guy's music. He had these little concerts. We'd go to the concerts. One time he dedicated a song to my wife and I and sung the whole goddamn song looking right at us. It was trippy, man. But I really got into his music. Now, the thing is, he kept breaking up with my wife's friend for no reason at all. And she goes, he just breaks up. And then he calls me back and we get back together. It's like, I don't even... And I would always say, because he needs to feel pain, Holly. They can't... Good. What is he going to be happy? You can't write shit if you're happy. So I go, he's never going to stop doing it to you. So finally she goes, I should leave him, shouldn't I? I shouldn't deal with this. And we're like, yeah, you got to do what you have to do. And she's like, all right, and she breaks up with him. And she's like, we're all done with this guy. No more. Forget it. So me and my wife are like, you did the right thing. You can't let him do that to you, right? So cut to about 2 weeks later, he's got a new album he's getting ready to put out. And whenever he has new music, he plays it for me. But this is how gay we get, Tom. When I go to McGlone's apartment, and he'll put the CD on. He sits on this floor, Indian style, with the CD. He puts the CD in, and he has the cover on his lap, and he goes, this is track 1, and he'll tell me about the song. And then he'll hit play. And I'm sitting on his couch drinking beers. He doesn't drink. And he'll put the song on, and we'll both kind of sit there in silence and listen to the whole song. And afterwards, I'll go, wow, so great. And he'll go, okay, this is track 2. So we're doing that. There's a knock at his door. The doorman apparently lets the person through. And he opens up the door. It's my wife's ex-girlfriend, best friend, getting her shit, you know? And she looks over at me, and she sees me sitting there sipping a beer on his couch like a half fag, you know? And then I get back to my house. She comes over. She goes, I thought we weren't hanging out with him, Pete. I go, it's the music. I can't stop. I can't get away from this.
Can't escape the beauty.
Michael McGlone, man. Check out the music.
And Edward Burns loves him.
Yeah,
he has him in everything. How did they meet? Do you have any idea?
I like Edward Burns.
Yeah, Ed Burns was just making that independent movie,
Yeah.
and he had auditions, and McGlone was going to school at NYU, and he went in on the
that's what it
audition,
was.
and that's it, and got
'Cause
the
he loves
part,
him.
and quit school. Yeah.
Wow.
No, Ed Burns does a hell of a job, too.
Yeah, he does.
Well, tell us, McGlone, to get you in the goddamn movies. What's the problem?
Yeah, right? I know.
Let's step up, pal.
I know. If it was that easy, right?
Well, you know.
If it was that easy, all the Baldwin brothers would be working more often.
Yeah, that's a bitch. Your brother can't get you a job.
You know how bad you must be as an actor if Alec Baldwin can't get you in the movie?
That's true.
My God.
Kind of sad. You can get you on World's Worst or World's Dumbest or those, those shows I'm talking about.
Dude, I've been doing them lately.
Oh, you've been doing them now?
Yeah, because it's really close to where I live. It's called True TV, right?
True TV,
And it's
right.
TV.
such an easy gig.
Tom watches this like it's his job.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Loves
It's
it.
hilarious.
Oh, you'll see me soon, Evan. I did like 6 of them now for the new season.
It's Tom for Wellshire Alzheimer's and Dementia Care Facilities. Wellshire Alzheimer's and Dementia Care Facilities are a place where your loved one will live with pride and dignity. If you care deeply about someone in your life, Wellshire is the place I highly recommend. Wellshire is a memory care-focused facility that has a full nursing team, always staffed within their building 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They've never used or relied on any staffing agencies, never. Wellshire of Medina is now accepting elderly waivers after 12 months of private pay. I know them personally, and I don't say things like that unless I do. I've known them, he and his father, for a long time. Good people. I know them personally, and they are a family-owned local company conveniently located right in Medina and Bloomington. They are the best staffed memory care facility in the state. Wellshire has a robust community with activities 7 days a week. If your loved one is in need of a memory care facility, please get in touch with my friends at Wellshire. Set up a tour or learn more at wellshiremn.com. That's WEALSHIREMN.com. I'm talking with my friends Michael Bilski and Brad Huckle of North American Banking Company. Guys, business owners have had to deal with a lot over the last few years, haven't they?
They sure have, Tommy. We pride ourselves on being able to help our customers with the challenges they face.
Our business bankers are experts and are always ready to help our customers capitalize on opportunities and solve problems.
Loan decisions come quickly because they're made here in the Twin Cities and not shipped out of state like at some of the national banks in town.
This allows our customers to expand their businesses with confidence, knowing that they have our team of experts in their corner.
Okay, so now you give me this big thing at the end. Way to go.
Well, you are the professional.
Oh, I forgot. Look, I know Brad and Mike, and I trust them with my banking. They've personally delivered on everything they've just said, so why not bank with my banker? North American Banking Company, a better banking experience, member FDIC, equal housing lender. I'll tell you very quickly.
Yeah.
I saw Nick DiPaolo last week, and he was in town. So the family went back and saw him.
Where was he playing?
At the Pantages Theater.
Oh, cool.
Downtown. So all he did the whole time I was talking to him was bitch about being on World's Dumbest. Tommy, it's unbelievable. They don't use any of my good stuff. It's terrible. It's horrible. It's like, Nick, you'll never change. You'll never change. He just hated it. Oh, God, I hate being on World's Dumbest. Like, come on.
Oh, man.
But yeah, it's a good show.
Yeah, I know. It's amazing. Well, the thing is, I do try to write really good ones, too. And I take the time to, if you do the work and you write them, then when you go in, you just read them and split. The taping part is easy.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So I go in the first time I go to do it, right? And you go to this little studio, and I have all my stuff written out. And as I'm doing the jokes, there's a buzz at the door. I'm sorry, the director's phone rings, and he goes like this, and he looks at it, and he's like, all right, hold on, give me a second. Danny Baldwin's here, because he was going after me.
Right, yeah, he's on the show.
Yeah, he goes, Danny Baldwin's here, and I got to go out and pay for his cab. So I go, oh, okay. And then he comes back in, and I go, so, now, is it safe to assume, if Danny Baldwin had the money, he could just pay for the cab and giving you the receipt? I go, so is it safe to assume he didn't even have money for the cab? And the guy just kind of shakes his head like he doesn't want to get into it. But yeah, I deduced it. Right? So then I finish, and here I did put all this time into writing what I thought were good jokes and stuff. And I go out into the other room, and there's a big leather couch, and Danny Baldwin's laying on the couch, and he's got his loafers on the floor, and he's laying on the couch, and you know when a man is so comfortable, he's rubbing his feet together through his socks. He's rubbing his feet together, and he's got his arms behind his head, and he looks over at me, and he sounds like every guy I grew up with, because they grew up on Long Island. And he goes, "Hey, what's up, bro? First time?" And I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "Crazy, right? Just ignore the man behind the camera, bro. Ignore the man behind the camera." I'm like, what the fuck is that? You would almost think Alec would pay him just to not come out. Just don't do anything. Here's $1 million a year to not do anything, man.
Oh, God. It's Danny and Steven, Alec and Billy, right?
Yeah.
Did you ever see the most unbelievable, funny, whatchamacallit, what's that goddamn cartoon? Family Guy.
Oh, yeah.
There's one episode where Peter Griffith says something like, "I haven't seen anybody rely on someone like that since the Baldwin brothers with Alec." And then it cuts to Alec Baldwin, who's naked, and he's got 8 nipples. And all the Baldwin brothers are sucking on Alec Baldwin's nipples. And Alec is patting, and he goes, "Feed, Steven, you're the weakest. Feed."
That was fantastic. I saw that. That was so good.
That's terrible.
It's terrible for every Baldwin except Alec. Alec probably went on Thanksgiving. He's like, "You guys see that clip on Family Guy where you're all sucking my nipple?"
Oh my God.
Oh, shit. Oh, that's magnificent. We should mention, by the way, that Pete Correale is going to be at Rick Bronson's House Comedy all weekend long.
Yeah.
We just out...
Now, please tell me,
impression of you.
Please tell me DePaulo had it packed out at the theater and stuff.
Unfortunately, he didn't.
He didn't.
So last year he sold out in record time or something, and this year, well, you know what? It was a really nice weekend in Minneapolis, and I think people were out of town.
People here, if it's nice out,
they go to their cabins.
If you're at the end of September and it's nice out, then people are like, "Oh, I don't want to go indoors yet. I don't know. I want to go."
But DePaulo doesn't play clubs as much anymore.
He probably will next time.
Well, I like to hear that he's in theaters because he's one of my favorites, and I've always had him on a pedestal too. And it's like he's one of those guys where you're like, if he's not rich and fucking well, then this is scary.
Well,
I used to feel
he's
that way
got this new thing, Nick and Artie.
Yeah.
The Nick and Artie show.
It's just I love Artie too, but it's crazy when you're doing a show, and it's not even that you're worried about the show being successful. You're just worried about the person doing the show with you.
Right.
You're calling them every night, going, you chilled out, right? You're just watching TV. You're happy. Everything's good.
Well, I told Nick, I said, because I don't know Artie, but I've known Nick for 15 years or whatever. I said, you got to tell Artie to stop touching the microphone because it makes him look really nervous. Because I don't know if you've seen the show or not yet.
No, I haven't.
But the entire show, Artie's like this. He grabs the microphone, and it just gives people the impression that he's scared to death.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, right.
But so I mean, if you watch it, actually, I got that DVR upstairs too. I got all you guys stuff doing. But
it's very New York City.
Yeah,
yeah, it is.
The show is.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah. But Nick, I feel the same way about Nick DePaulo. I think he's one of the funniest guys ever, and why he doesn't have his own sitcom or whatever. I mean, you see some of these people on sitcoms, like, really? This guy's funny, huh?
Yeah.
I always thought that Nick DePaulo was going to blow up huge and be a huge TV guy. I mean, he does like Louis C.K., his show and all. That's another thing. No, you've known Nick for a long time?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So you'll understand and like this story. So I'm watching Louis C.K. last year, and there's a scene there at a diner, and they get in an argument, and Louis C.K. beats up Nick a little bit, kind of slaps him around a little bit, right? So next time I talk to Nick, well, first of all, I'm playing golf, right?
Uh-huh.
And my phone rings. Like, "Hey, Nick, how you doing?" He goes, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm playing golf." He goes, "What do you mean you're playing golf?" I said, "I'm out walking the golf course." He goes, "Sounds like you're pushing a fucking piano uphill." So I said, "Yeah, good, thanks, Nick. Thanks for calling." So I said, What's up? And he goes, "Did you watch Louis C.K.?" I said, "Yeah, I saw you on there. You did a great job." He goes, "You know in real life I could kick the shit out of you."
Calling his friends one at a time.
He's got to do that on stage. He's got to do that on stage.
He should. I mean, it's hilarious. And you know, in real life, I would kick the shit out of him. I'm like, still down, Nick. Everything be good. It was just hilarious. You sound like you're pushing a fucking piano up a hill.
That's hilarious, man.
He is. Have you seen the show yet, the Nick and Artie show?
No, I heard it once on driving. I heard a small segment, and it was actually, you know, you can't judge radio in 10 minutes, but the 10 minutes I heard, I was actually laughing out loud. It was really funny.
They have a good thing on there. Their sidekick is a pretty heavy guy. He's a real heavy guy. Not the most handsome guy I've ever seen either. But for the first couple of shows, they referred to him as, whenever they would talk to him, they referred to him as, well, here he is, Ed McMahon, Pete Buschetti, or whatever his name is. I think it's Pete Buschetti, you know. I think it's something like that. But he mispronounced his name. It's actually Boschetti, but he pronounces it Buschetti.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, they refer to, this is Ed McMahon. The third show, they go, okay, here he is, well-fed McMahon. Well-fed McMahon. It's like, I think you'd like it. You like Artie and you like Nick, you would like the show, I think.
Yeah. I'm sure I would.
I don't think there's any question about it. Do you do a podcast?
I'm starting on One Up with Sebastian Maniscalco. I used to do radio every afternoon.
What's what I thought?
4 years with Jim Brewer. So
there's another guy, just hilarious.
Yeah, funny dude.
Hey, we got by two guys now that you actually liked.
I like a lot of guys. I like Mercurio. I like everyone we talked about, man. I'm just saying I don't get as excited as I would to see, like I did with Rhodes, you know, to see other people.
Well, that's good for Rhodes, too, because he's another guy. He should be massive.
I know, but a guy like DePaulo, though, it's funny because, like, you know, I would say to him sometimes, I go, bro, you know, if you would just smile like a little.
Oh, no.
A little.
Not happening.
And he go, yeah. But he yells at the crowd, like, he'll go up there and go, how's everybody doing? And if they don't go, great, then he'll go, yeah, this is going to be a fucking great job. and then if they did go, great, he'd go, all right, what are you, fucking a little too happy here?
That's true.
Yeah,
you can't win with him.
But that's the anger. That's how it goes, man.
Tom Rhodes, the greatest thing about Tom Rhodes is Catherine and Alex just got back from Iceland or whatever. He gave us a fucking world tour, a global tour of he's been everywhere.
Except Africa.
Except Africa.
Oh, except Africa. But he's dated 2 African women.
Oh, that's close enough.
Which I think is bullshit. I think it's bullshit because he said whenever I took my date out, she insisted on running beside the car. You know, doing the, I was like, okay, Tom. Whatever you say, Tom. We really believe it.
Sean fell for it a little bit. A little bit.
I was going along with the comedian.
You fell for it.
Because I wawed and then he got upset.
I didn't like that.
I was thinking about lunch.
I know, I hurt his feelings. I felt bad.
You hurt whose feelings?
When I went wah wah.
Oh, Tom Rhodes, yeah,
I was like,
she gave him wah wah at a joke. And he looks over like, you just went wah wah over my fucking joke.
Oh, man.
Way to go, Alex.
If you were a man, I would have beaten you.
It was cheesy.
I'll tell you a story. I know we're wrapping up here. I see you getting your glasses out, but I'll tell you a quick story about
No,
traveling.
It's getting real.
I have to read something in a minute. It's no big deal.
I went to
getting your glasses. Okay.
I went to Beirut, Lebanon about 2-3 years ago, and it wasn't through the army or anything like that. It was some guy with a lot of money in Beirut, Lebanon, who wanted
a lot
to.
Of guys with a lot of money. This is not good.
He wanted to put on a show. With me and another comic from America. He goes, he's into comedy and he's an aspiring comic himself, so he would MC it. He's going to have some local people on. But he was flying us first class all the way to Lebanon, both ways. He was, giving us more money than I ever got in my life. And I went online in the U.S. website and it said, we don't recommend going to Beirut at this time. The airport was closed down 6 months ago. But this guy guaranteed our safety, right? All the stuff. So I said, to hell with it, I'm going, right?
Right.
So point of all this is the second night of the shows. Now, I like I said, to party and smoke pot. I'm having a couple beers there, but there's really, every night he's taking us to get something to eat and then back to the hotel. So the second night of the shows in this big place that holds 2,000 people, a couple of the younger guys on the show, local guys from Lebanon, they're going, Mario Basile is here tonight. Mario Basile. And I'm like, who's Mario Basile? And they go, he's the biggest comedy star in all of Lebanon. He has his own show on television. Everybody knows Mario Basile. So I was like, wow, it's pretty exciting, right? So we do the show, and after the show, they go, Mario Basile wants to meet you. Would you like to meet them? And I was like, I'd love to. And I come out and I meet this guy. I don't know, he's got about 50 years old maybe, and there's cameras all over taking photos of this guy. It was like he's hugely popular. And it's weird when someone's really famous but means nothing to you. You know what I mean? It's like, for me, it's like being around a country singer. I'm like, I feel nothing. I don't want your autograph. I don't want a photo. I don't even know anyone I could call that would be excited that I'm standing next to you, right? So that's how I'm feeling with this guy, right? And then we're taking photos, and then he leans over him, and like no one's really looking. He goes, "Would you like to come back to my apartment and experience real Lebanon?" And he holds his fingers up like giving the signal for like smoke. 420 or hash, yeah, something like that.
He didn't cup it like this, did he?
No.
Thank God.
My God, if Billy Gardell ever has a heart attack, you could fill right in on Mike and Molly. You know that, Tom? Although you'd have to gain some. I'm going to be honest with you. The demeanor.
Some talent. Actually, I really love Billy Gardell.
Oh, who doesn't? The guy, I think he's God in disguise. That's how nice he is.
He is a
Everybody
great
loves
guy.
So anyway, the guy says, and the guy, Mario Basile's got his fiance with him, and she's got to be like 20-year-old girl, and she speaks pretty good English, right? So she's going to be there too. So I said, all right, yeah, I'm in. So I asked the other comic if he wants to come, and he said, yeah, I'll like to go too. That'll be great. Now, the guy who's paying us to be there, he comes over on the side, pulls me aside, and he goes, listen, when you called back about coming here, I promised you your safety personally. And I go, yeah, you did. And he goes, now, Mario Basile has ties to Hezbollah. It's in the papers and stuff. And he goes, we love Mario. He does support comedy, but he runs with some shady people. And just when you're with him, I can't totally guarantee. And I said, and the other comic goes, I'm out. So I pause and I go, you know what? I'm still in.
Really?
I go, what's it? The guy's everyone's taking photos with this guy. He's getting me back to his apartment and stab me. I'm not buying it, right? So I go back to his apartment, right? It's skyrise and stuff, but I can still see my hotel in the distance because it's scary. All of a sudden, you hear them speaking Muslim over the mosques, and there's roadblocks with soldiers everywhere. So it's like you're always uneasy there. You're always scared, and like it's unsettling.
I could see
but it's also kind of exhilarating in a weird way. But if you don't have kids, again, it's irresponsible probably to be doing what I was doing if you had a family. Yeah. So anyway, I get to the guy's place, right, and they buy some beer, and we order some food. Like, you know how we get pizza? Like, they get, like, fucking falafel and shit. Like, well, that's like pizza for them. I'm like, all right, I'm eating hummus. Can I get a slice? So we're drinking and stuff, and it's good, and we're smoking a ton of hash. He's got hash, right? And you get in so much trouble for smoking over there.
Oh, really?
So every time, though, I go to the bathroom, though, I would hear them, especially because I have to go, their only bathroom was off the bedroom, so now I got to cut through their bedroom, and I'm in their bathroom, and every time I leave the room, they start talking Arabic, and that is, I feel, it makes you feel like you're in a fucking Bruce Willis movie or something. So now it's getting late at night, and, he looks over and he goes, can I show you something? And I go, yeah, sure, Mario. So he puts on a videotape, and now he's sitting on the floor, he's on his knees, and he's putting the videotape on his TV, and it's him doing stand-up. And he's wearing a bright red suit, head to toe, red shoes, and he's got that microphone that, like, kind of comes out like Christopher Titus uses it, like you can talk, your hand-free mic.
Right.
And in one hand, he's got a champagne glass, and in the other hand, he's got a cigarette in a cigarette holder. And he's doing his act in Arabic, right? And now it's 2 a.m. in his apartment. I'm wasted and stuff. And he goes to me, he goes, look at me on the TV with the red suit and the cigarette and the champagne glass. I look like a clown. And then I see you tonight, and you go up there with just a beer. How do you do this? And it was at that moment, I'm like, at its core, it's still just 2 comics hanging out, man. I was so happy I hung out with him, man. And then I was like, now fucking take me home, all right?
Time to go before Hezbollah gets here. No question about it. Pete Correale is at Rick Bronson's House of Comedy all weekend long, starting tonight, all the way through the weekend. You are unbelievable.
Oh, man, it's a pleasure hanging out with you, Tom.
One of the greatest things, one of the greatest days, going from Tom Rhodes, wonderfully intelligent, just wonderful guy, but very laid back. And
why is he intelligent? Because he travels?
I was just
Does that make him intelligent?
Yeah.
Because he knows what a Russian tea leaf looks like? Fuck that. He's more traveled than us. He's not more intelligent.
I was just going to say the very, very talented and bright Pete Correale.
Oh, yeah.
There it is.
I've been to Lebanon.
Yeah, I've been to Lebanon.
I'm sitting here in my red suit about to read this.
I also know how to pronounce karaoke, Sean.
Had to get me back again.
A portion of the profits of the Tom Barnard Podcast goes directly to the Smile Network. The Smile Network is a nonprofit organization that provides life-altering reconstructive surgeries and related healthcare services to impoverished children and young adults in developing countries. The Smile Network, together we are constructing lives one bright smiling face at a time. The Tom Barnard Podcast also giving away $5,000 on October 11th to one of our lucky listeners. We'll give a matching donation to the Smile Network. All you have to do to enter is go to our website, TomBarnardPodcast.com. Click on the banner, the Enter Now button. The contest promotes sharing the podcast through Facebook, Twitter, email, and more. We'll contact the winner of $5,000 on October 11th, and you'll be interviewed on the show, unless you're Pete Correale. The 30-day giveaway of $5,000 at TomBarnardPodcast.com. Pete, so you do one show tonight, and then 2 tomorrow, and then 2 Saturday.
Yes. Do you feed the geese out in front, or do they just scrap for themselves?
No.
Are there geese out front?
Oh, yeah, they're on the driveway. I thought you just pushed them out on the driveway, so when the cab pulled up, it would look more for
you
effect.
fed those things.
We'll release the dove.
The geese on the driveway.
There'll be a couple of deer walking by, then we'll release the doves when we leave. So it should be fun.
You're going to talk to Tom Rhodes before you both leave town.
Yeah.
He's a huge Elvis fan.
Oh, really?
So I have a story that's supposedly a true story. You can tell him, and I guarantee he does not know the story about Elvis Presley.
Really?
I used to work for Capitol Records back in the late 70s.
Oh, wow.
And, worked for him for about 5 years. And, the Tower out in Hollywood and all that. But the RCA guy, and Elvis was on the RCA Victor, this was known at the time, the RCA record label. At that time, Elvis made them billions of dollars. But anyway, the guy from RCA, I'm sitting with him one night, the president of RCA, and he said, I saw the weirdest fucking videotape at that time, I guess it was. Videotape of Elvis Presley. Or actually, it must have been on Super 8. It was on, handheld camera.
Yeah. They're all going, what's that?
He said, I swear to God this is true, but I can't get a hold of a copy. You'll never see it. I said, okay. What is it? He goes, the movie begins, there are 2 women in Elvis Presley's, they show going through the front door of Graceland, and there are 2 women lying on a bed naked, right? And he said, that goes on for about 30 seconds, and then all of a sudden, wearing a skipper hat, a naked Elvis walks into the camera, right? And he's looking at the 2 women, and he begins masturbating. I said, Elvis Presley? And he goes, yeah. He says, the weirdest thing. He said, but the weirdest thing of all is he all of a sudden stops, turns, looks right in the camera and says, release the monkeys. And these 2 monkeys come rolling in, and then that's the end of the film.
That's the weirdest thing ever.
What kind of drugs were they doing?
True story. Release the monkeys.
What?
Oh, yeah. Pete, thank you very much.
Yeah,
You've been great,
my pleasure, man.
We'll talk soon.
Yeah, we are officially releasing the monkeys right now.
Release the monkeys.